Let's talk about Justin Fields and the Atlanta Falcons. This would be a perfect fit for both sides. A couple weeks ago, I said that Russell Wilson would be a perfect fit for the Atlanta Falcons. And it was depending on if the Chicago Bears were open to trading the first overall pick and to continue to build around Justin Fields. It seems like the Chicago Bears are going to go with Caleb Williams. That's what all the talk has been about the last couple of days since they met with him at the Combine. And it seems like they're going to trade Justin Fields away. Now, the compensation that the Atlanta Falcons should give up for Justin Fields, the most should be a second or a third round pick. That's it. You can't give up a first round pick for Justin Fields because you're going to have to pay him sooner than later. You're going to have to exercise a fifth-year option and give him a contract extension after. And I still have a lot of concerns about Justin Fields being a pocket passing quarterback in the NFL. Not saying that he can't do it because he can. The thing is with Justin Fields, he was in a horrible situation with Chicago Bears. Not this season because he finally had some talent. He had DJ Moore. He had a better offensive line. But just a year ago, he was tied with Russell Wilson being the most sacked quarterback in the NFL. His rookie season, he did not play his entire rookie season. He only played 12 games. He had 7 passing touchdowns to 10 interceptions for 420 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. And most people look at that and say, hey, this kid is not good enough inside the pocket. The Atlanta Falcons don't need him. The crazy thing is this. The Atlanta Falcons have great playmakers on their team. Drake London is a true number 1 wide receiver. Kyle Pitts is a very good tight end. I think that Kyle can be a superstar tight end. The only reason he hasn't been able to put up good production is because he suffered a knee injury in his second season, and Arthur Smith used him more as a blocking tight end with this team. We saw what he was able to do with Matt Ryan, your traditional quarterback. A guy that can stand inside the pocket and will just sit back and throw the ball. And I'm worried about that with Kyle Pitts as well, because it's time for him to show up with this team. The last 2 years have not been pretty with him, and it's not all on him. Arthur Smith, terrible head coach, and horrible quarterback play from Marcus Mariota, from Desmond Ridder, and also from Taylor Heineke as well. You bring in Justin Fields. He will open up a brand new variable to this offense. You have a quarterback that can run at the next level. He is one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the NFL. You look at his numbers, 420 rushing yards his rookie season. In his second season, 1,143 rushing yards for 9 rushing touchdowns. He had 17 passing touchdowns to 11 interceptions. And that's the one thing that's going to bother a lot of people. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. It's the passing touchdowns. And you look at it this year. Only played in 13 games because he's dealing with that thumb injury. 16 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions for 657 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. The only thing that bothers me the most with Justin Fields is the ability to continue to read NFL defenses at a high level and get the football out quick. That's it. He's not a bad quarterback. He was just in a horrible situation with the Chicago Bears early on. Name the last quarterback that the Chicago Bears could develop at a high level. And you could say the same thing about the Atlanta Falcons, but Matt Ryan was a very good quarterback until the back end of his career. Until that last season with the Atlanta Falcons, they traded him away to the Indianapolis Colts and he was no longer the same. So we know that the Atlanta Falcons can go out there with the right quarterback and they can win football games. We haven't even touched on defense just yet. It's just from the offensive players alone. From Drake London, who had 905 receiving yards this season for only 2 receiving touchdowns, but he was hurt by play calling and inconsistent quarterback play. Desmond Ridder had 12 passing touchdowns to 12 interceptions this season with 6 fumbles. He has more career turnovers than he has career touchdowns, and that's terrible for this team. And yet they were still winning football games when they were turning the football over at that high clip. That was going on with the Atlanta Falcons. Their offense was not helping them out. Their defense was going out there and carrying the load until they started to run the football with Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier, just a year ago, had over 1,000 yards rushing. Bijan Robinson is a running back that you selected in the first round, and he did have a fumbling problem at the middle point in this season, but he had 4 rushing touchdowns with 976 rushing yards as well, and he can catch the football at the backfield. You can continue to feed both of these running backs. I think you'll be in a great situation if you do that. But if you go out there and you trade for Justin Fields, it opens up this offense. And you have a solid offensive line as well. With Arthur Smith no longer being here, the expectations are back to being normal with the Atlanta Falcons. You're in a division that's not that tough. The New Orleans Saints are in this weird mode to where they're going to be rebuilding in the next few years. The Carolina Panthers have a strong defense. We'll see what offensive moves that they can make. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're going to run it back. But guess what? The Atlanta Falcons went out there and they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this season when Desmond Ridder had 3 fumbles in the game. If you can win that game, the sky's the limit with just decent quarterback play. And Desmond Ridder made some good throws in that game. The only thing that is keeping Desmond Ridder back are the turnovers. That's it. If Desmond Ridder did a better job just taking care of the football, you can come on here and you can clearly say that he could be a very good quarterback with this team. The problem is he can't take care of the football. The thing is with Justin Fields, he can do it at a better level than Desmond Ridder, and he's more explosive than Desmond Ridder in open field, and he's a better passer than Desmond Ridder as well. I'm not saying that Justin Fields is going to come to the Atlanta Falcons, he's going to make them a Super Bowl contending team. I'm not saying that, but he can definitely make them a huge threat in this division. You're already a huge threat with your quarterback play not being good. Mostly because of your defense, and you're bringing in Raheem Morris to be your head coach, and Raheem Morris was a very good defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. Hopefully, Zach Robinson can come in as a brand new offensive coordinator, and he can help elevate these guys. He could get Kyle Pitts to that next level. He can get Bijan Robinson to the next level, and Tyler Algier as well. But I believe a lot of these skilled players were not being utilized in the correct situation. That's just my opinion. And you're also going to have to go out there and get another wide receiver as well. You did make a trade to go get Van Jefferson at the middle point of this season. We'll see if he can catch on with this team, but he can be an awesome deep threat for this team as well. But you have to find another number 2 wide receiver to fill in behind Drake London. Just having Drake London and Kyle Pitts may not be good enough to get the Atlanta Falcons over the edge if you do add in a guy like Justin Fields. And if you do bring in Justin Fields and you don't trade your first round pick, and this team should not do that, you have to get an edge rusher because their defense was very good this season. Their defense was 11th in total defense, 8th in passing defense, but they could not consistently go back there and bring the quarterback down. Look at what happened against the Arizona Cardinals. Even though it was horrible play calling by Arthur Smith, the defense was tired in that game. They could not go back there and consistently get to Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray ran them into field goal range. You lose that game. And Bud Dupree played very well this season. I expect for Bud Dupree to be back. He was a very good pass rusher with this team. Grady Jarrett missed a good portion of the season dealing with a torn ACL. Just a year ago, he led this team in sacks at the interior lineman spot. I think that he could be a very good defensive tackle moving forward with this team if he can just stay fully healthy. You have Calais Campbell, who gave you good production, but he is older. And David Onyemata is a solid interior defensive lineman as well. So you have good defensive pieces, but going out there and possibly getting a guy like a Dallas Turner from Alabama, or getting a guy like Jared Verse from Florida State University, getting one of those guys and pair it up on that defense to make that defense even better. They can stop the run, and they can definitely go over there and they can stop the pass as well with those guys they have in their secondary. Jesse Bates was the best cover safety in the NFL this season. He put up crazy numbers this season, and I do think that Jesse Bates will continue to be a top safety in the NFL. He had 3 forced fumbles and 6 interceptions and 132 tackles on total tackles on the season with 89 solo tackles. That was a great free agency signing with the Atlanta Falcons. But the pressure's on for the Atlanta Falcons right now. You have all this talent. You just can't let it waste. Go out there, talk to the Chicago Bears, and try to go out there and get Justin Fields. Getting Russell Wilson is still a huge possibility for this team. I even think if you go the Russell Wilson route, you'll be in a better situation. But you just can't bring back Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke. Both of those guys are not going to be the long-term solution to that quarterback spot. You bring in Russell Wilson, a guy that just had 26 passing touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He doesn't have to do much of this team. You can still be in a very good situation. Now, he's not a dynamic runner like a Justin Fields, but he'll be a very good option. And the thing is with Russell Wilson, you don't have to pay him a lot of money. The Denver Broncos are already doing that, and you don't have to trade anything. So that's the plus side right there. Going out there and getting Russell Wilson may be better off for you right now than trying to give up some draft picks moving forward to go get a guy like Justin Fields. But it depends on what the Chicago Bears are asking for. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about this? Should the Atlanta Falcons go with Justin Fields, or should they go with Russell Wilson? Or should they trade up in the NFL draft and try to get a quarterback? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. God bless. Peace.